If you want to massively grow your business, here are the 5 core principles or things or functions that you need to realize to grow. And I'm going to break down 3 of them in more specifics so you have actionable things to implement and do right now in your business. So traffic, lead flow, sales process of turning leads into clients, pricing, very huge important thing, massive value, creating fan clients who actually stick with you, buy again and again and again, which is a great thing. And then expanding the process, getting more referrals from them, retention, reactivation, and getting those people to buy. Many of you are even not doing the first 3, which we're gonna talk about now, but all of them 5 are the main key things to scale and grow. My name is Nick. I have a company called Sharpify where we build end-to-end marketing and sales systems for businesses. We have helped more than 2,100 clients. We have more than 3.5 million cash collected in our business, and we have been featured on Forbes. We have the ClickFunnels Awards, etc. So my practical way to grow are these 3 things are the main things for most of us because most of us are most likely below $1 million. So these 3 things, okay? Traffic, sales, pricing. Let's break it down. For traffic, very simple. What you need to do daily is one of these 3 things if you don't have leads, sales, meetings. So you need to do content, or you need to paid ads, or you need to do cold outreach. In my experience, by the way, content, I also do content. It is hard, it is not predictable, it is not something so scalable. So I would really recommend for all of us, if you're starting out below 100K a month, I would really recommend paid ads and cold outreach because you have more of the things you do create the results, It's more correlated, if you know what I mean, right? So focus on those 2, okay? Let's go forward. Okay, why should you care about the traffic, guys? By working with 2,100 clients and also interviewing entrepreneurs who are doing 1 million to 250 million because we have the Latvian #1 podcast for business in Latvia specifically. So I have seen this. So people who are getting maybe 100 leads or less typically make like 3K or they're like very, very at the start. People who maybe have 100 leads, 500 leads, typically what I have seen make 10,000 a month. People who make 500 leads, 1,000 leads, typically make upwards of 50K per month. And people who have 1,000 plus leads make 100K plus per month. And this is, in my experience, of course, some businesses, of course, they sell maybe something for 50K. So it's different. But most of the time, this is what is realistic for you. So the more money you want to make, you need to get more leads. And to get more leads, you need to do the 3 things I showed you before, which are content, paid ads, cold outreach. And that's it. Don't make it complicated, right? What I'm doing right now, making content. What I'm doing later on, making ads. And those 2 things I'm doing consistently, that predictably gets us new customers, new sales, and also builds trust and also helps to keep our clients. Because one thing, content, you can look at it in I'm making content to get marketing and new clients. But for me, also content actually helps my clients to stick with me longer, because they get value also from the content, not just new people, okay? So very important. So second thing, the sales process. Most important thing, if you wanna get more sales from the leads you have, you need to have speed to lead. Just recently, I had a guy who sells aviation tickets to people over the phone. They're doing 100 million revenue, not ticket sales, but revenue for themselves by selling the margin. 100 million is the margin per year. So they reach out leads in 27 seconds on average within 24-hour time span because they work all the time. They don't have any, they have different shifts, so they work all the time, every day, okay? Hugely important thing. Also, what we added right now, and we're making 15% more per week by just adding 1 closer and 1 setter on the Saturdays. So before, we were just working from Monday to Friday. Right now, we work also on Saturdays. 1 closer, 1 setter, boom, immediately boost. And some people, by the way, especially for B2C, some people just can't meet on a working week because they have a job and they want to start something on the side, but the best time they can meet is actually Saturday, Sunday. So if that is your market, maybe try to make it possible so you can also meet Saturday, Sundays, okay? Second thing, sales frameworks. Only 2 things. So you can have 2 types of sales frameworks. Don't make it complicated. First one is you get a lead, you call them, you sell. Second one is you get a lead, you call them, you book an appointment, you have the appointment, and then you sell. Only those 2. Only those 2. If you're doing something which is weird, which is I sign up, you send me an email to try to book me, and then if I you know, like this kind of weirding, making it weird. Don't make it weird. Make it very simple. Many times people have lack leads coming in, but they're like their sales framework or the way how they sell it's just weird. Only two ways. You should definitely, most times, like 98% of the time, you should reach out to leads with also phoning them, WhatsApping them, Telegramming them, and then doing SMS and then doing email, right? This is the kind of you go by that, okay? Very important. Next thing you need to track and know in your sales process is how many leads become actual meetings. So you need to know that percentage, which will let you know how much it is costing you to get one meeting. Very important. Then you should know your closing rate. How much are you closing? An average should be 20%. Some teams have a 60% closing rate. Depends also on your skill set, on your level, but at least minimum would be 20%. If here are you lacking, you need to improve that. Show rate. Again, how many meetings actually show up? Industry average on most kind of things would be from 60% to 90%, depending on your offer, depending on your niche. If you're not within this range, huge problem, need to improve the show rate. What you can do, one practical strategy we do that can help you is one day before the call, we manually send a WhatsApp message asking the person to confirm. If they do not confirm, we make sure in Google Calendar the slot that is booked, it is free now. There you click on edit and then you can change it to busy to free. And if you put it on free, the event still stays, but you can book something on it. So you can do double bookings, which is called. Very cool thing we do, because for us, around 70% of people actually answer. They say, yeah, I'm gonna show. For those 30% of people who don't answer, we make it open, and some of them also don't show, and some of them do show, and that's not a problem because we have multiple salespeople, multiple closers, and then a different person takes that call, which is great, right? Next thing, the pitch. So if you need to improve your sales process, you need to look at your pitch. When was the last time you checked your pitch? When was the last time you checked what you say on the sales call? How does it sound? Does it sound sexy? Does it sound elite? Does it sound like you want to buy? Or does it sound like everybody else is selling? Or does it sound choi, like nothing? Nothing special, nothing new. So make sure what you're saying on the sales call is really good, because otherwise it's gonna be hard to sell. It's gonna be like you're trying to sell ice to an Eskimo guy. It's gonna be hard, okay? So these are the 6 things you can improve in your sales process to turn more leads into clients. Last thing about pricing, most of you need to increase your price. Most of you need to increase your price. To make it more clear, here's an example. So let's imagine, number one scenario, you're selling something for 750 euros and you have a 30% closing rate, which is great. The second option, you're selling something for 5K, but your closing rate is 6%. So 1 out of 16 people actually buys. Who makes more money? First guy makes more money, or the second guy makes more money? Who makes more money? What do you think? Who makes more money? Answer now. Answer. The second guy makes more money. Why? Just do the math. You can see here. They do 100 meetings. They have 30 clients, 6 clients. This one makes 30,000. This one makes 22,000.5K. And here you have 30 clients. Huge operational drag, by the way. A lot of people need to do that, and a lot of problems will come from that rather than 6 clients. So make sure you do the math so you can pick the best pricing for your situation, so you can actually pick the right pricing, okay? For pricing, what you could add, upsells. Once they buy something, sell them something more. Downsells, you pitch something, they're like, too expensive, downsell them something cheaper. Retainers, get people on retainers so you can build actually like a steady cash flow. So you have more cash flow coming from existing customers rather than you just going out there and hunting people, which is also a great thing to do, but again, different types of realities, right? Bundling offers. So what we are doing, so we're selling coaching, we're selling done-for-you services, professional services, and we're selling event tickets, right? And sometimes we sell something like weird, but that's like those 3 things. And what we do, we have the sales call, we bundle some things up or use other things to make the thing right now more irresistible. Let me give you one example. So we're talking about price, we say it's this, they're like, nah. We just, hey man, I will make it more sweeter, I will add this, let's go, let's jump in. And they're like, okay, let's pull the trigger. Because you need to understand that everybody needs something maybe more to just be able to make the leap, to just buy, and that something more can be you bundling things up together, okay? So That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a lot of takeaways, takeaways like food or takeaways for your mind. So stay sharp and I'll see you in the next video.